May 10, 1941. An airfield outside Augsburg, Germany. Evening. A man in a Luftwaffe flight suit walks across the tarmac. He is 47 years old. He is the second most powerful man in Nazi Germany. He is Rudolf Hess, Deputy Führer, Hitler's shadow, the man who transcribed Mein Kampf. In his pocket, documents, peace proposals, names of British contacts, evidence of secret negotiations. He climbs into a Messerschmitt Bf 110, twin engines, long range, fast. His adjutant stands on the tarmac, confused, concerned. Hess looks at him through the canopy. "If I don't return in 4 hours, tell the Führer I've gone mad." The engines roar. The aircraft rolls. The Deputy Führer of Nazi Germany lifts off into the evening sky. Destination, Scotland. Mission, end the war. Outcome, 46 years of silence. Who is Rudolf Hess? Born 1894, Alexandria, Egypt. German merchant family. World War I pilot. Wounded twice, Iron Cross. True believer in German destiny. After the war, he found Hitler, or Hitler found him. Munich, 1920. The beer halls, the speeches, the promise of a new Germany. Hess became Hitler's shadow, his secretary, his confidant, his most loyal follower. When Hitler was imprisoned after the failed putsch, Hess went with him, voluntarily. Landsberg Prison, 1924. Hitler dictated, Hess wrote. Page after page, Mein Kampf. The book that would poison a generation, transcribed by the man now climbing into a fighter plane. By 1941, Hess is Deputy Führer, second only to Hitler, controller of the Nazi Party apparatus, signer of the Nuremberg laws, architect of racial persecution. Not a soldier, not a general, a true believer. And now, a man with a secret mission. Hess has been planning this for months. Secret flight training, studying navigation, memorizing routes. No one knows, not Goering, not Himmler, not even Hitler. Or so the official story claims. The preparations are meticulous. Flight path calculated, fuel consumption estimated, weather patterns analyzed. And the destination carefully chosen. Dungavel House, Lanarkshire, Scotland, home of the Duke of Hamilton. Why Hamilton? Because Karl Haushofer wrote a letter, a German geopolitician, a professor, a man with connections to British aristocracy. The letter was sent to Hamilton in September 1940. It spoke of peace, of ending the war, of a meeting in neutral territory. The letter was intercepted by MI5. British intelligence knew. They knew someone was reaching out. They knew the Germans wanted to talk. And they waited. 1800 hours, May 10th, 1941. The Bf 110 lifts off from Augsburg-Haunstetten airfield. Hess is alone. No co-pilot, no navigator, no radio operator. Just one man, one plane, 900 miles of enemy sky. The flight plan is insane. North, over Germany, over the North Sea, into British airspace, past radar stations, past fighter patrols, past anti-aircraft batteries. Any sane assessment says he should be shot down within an hour of crossing the coast. He is not shot down. The Bf 110 crosses into British airspace. Radar operators track the aircraft. A blip on the screen. Single aircraft, heading northwest. They report it up the chain. Unidentified aircraft, bearing 270, speed 300 knots. Spitfire squadrons are scrambled. Pilots race to their aircraft. Engines fire. But something strange happens. The Spitfires cannot find the Bf-110, or they find it and do not engage. Anti-aircraft batteries track the aircraft. Gunners request permission to fire. Permission is delayed or denied. The aircraft continues, unmolested, unharmed. 900 miles, 3 hours of flight time, through the most heavily defended airspace in Europe. And not a single shot fired. Why? The official explanation: confusion, radar errors, communication failures. Bad luck for the defenders, good luck for Hess. The declassified truth is different. Part 5. The Landing. 2300 hours, Scotland. The Bf-110 is running out of fuel. Hess cannot find Dungavel House in the darkness. He must bail out. He climbs to 6,000 feet. He opens the canopy. He jumps. The parachute opens. He drifts down through the Scottish night. Cold air, dark fields, enemy territory. He lands hard. His ankle twists. He lies in the grass, waiting. A farmer named David McLean finds him, a man in a flight suit, lying in a field, clearly German. "Who are you?" "I am Hauptmann Alfred Horn. I have an important message for the Duke of Hamilton." A lie, the first of many. The Home Guard arrives. Hess is taken into custody, politely, professionally. He is not treated as a prisoner. He is treated as a guest. Why? Because someone knew he was coming. Part 6. The Revelation. May 11th, morning. The Duke of Hamilton is summoned. He arrives at the farmhouse where Hess is being held. The German officer asks to speak privately. Behind closed doors, he reveals the truth. "I am not Hauptmann Horn. I am Rudolf Hess, Deputy Führer of Germany. I have come to negotiate peace." Hamilton stares. He does not believe it. He cannot believe it. But the face is unmistakable. The man in front of him is Hitler's deputy. Within hours, the news reaches London. Winston Churchill is informed. Hess has landed in Scotland. Churchill's response is not recorded, but his actions are. Hess is immediately transferred to MI6 custody. The interrogation begins. The silence begins. By morning, the world knows. Headlines scream from every newspaper. Hitler's deputy flees to Britain. Hess lands in Scotland. Nazi leader captured. Germany is in chaos. Hitler declares Hess insane, mentally unbalanced, acting alone, a traitor to the Reich. Britain says nothing. No explanation, no details, just silence. The questions begin. Why did he come? What was he carrying? Who sent him? What does he know? And the most disturbing question of all, why was he allowed to reach Scotland? 900 miles of hostile airspace, radar tracking, fighter patrols, anti-aircraft batteries, and not a single shot fired. Someone let him through. Someone knew he was coming. Someone wanted him to land. The answer will take 84 years to emerge. Part 1. The Facility. May 11th, 1941. Mitchett Place, Surrey, England. A Victorian mansion surrounded by gardens, peaceful, quiet, remote. The perfect place to hide a secret. Rudolf Hess arrives under heavy guard. He is not handcuffed. He is not mistreated. He is escorted like a dignitary. Because he is a dignitary, the second most powerful man in Nazi Germany, and he has come bearing secrets. MI6 wants those secrets, all of them. Part 2. The Team. Stuart Menzies, Chief of MI6. He assembles a team, 3 specialists, German speakers, interrogation experts, men who know how to extract truth from lies. Their names remain classified, even now, even in the declassified documents. What we know is this: they were the best Britain had, and they had unlimited time, unlimited resources, unlimited authority. Their mission? Break Rudolf Hess. Part 3. The Room. Hess is given comfortable quarters, a bedroom, a sitting room, a private bathroom. He is not a prisoner, he is a guest. But the walls have ears. Microphones hidden in the light fixtures, recording devices in the walls, every conversation captured, every whisper documented. Hess does not know, or perhaps he suspects, it does not matter. He wants to talk. He came to talk. He has been waiting 40 years for this moment. The interrogations begin. Day 1. Why did you come to Britain, Herr Hess? To end the war. Germany and Britain should not be enemies. We share common blood, common heritage. The Führer has always admired England. Did Hitler send you? Hesitation. I came on my own initiative, but the Führer would approve. He wants peace with England. He has always wanted peace. What proof do you have? I have documents. The interrogators lean forward. What documents? Peace proposals, terms, names of contacts, evidence that your government has been in communication with Berlin. Silence in the room. Where are these documents? I had them with me when I landed, in my flight suit. The interrogators exchange glances. They know about the documents. They know something was recovered, but they do not tell Hess what they know. We will discuss the documents later. Tell us about the contacts. Who in Britain has been speaking with Berlin? And Hess begins to talk. Part 5. The Channels. What Hess reveals is explosive. Secret diplomatic channels, 1940, before the Battle of Britain, before the Blitz. British officials speaking with German intermediaries, discussing peace, discussing terms, discussing a world where Britain and Germany divide Europe. Names are mentioned. Some are aristocrats, some are politicians, some are close to the royal family. The interrogators record everything. They do not react. They do not show surprise. They simply listen and record. Hess believes he is negotiating. He believes his information will buy him influence. He believes he will broker peace between 2 empires. He does not understand. He is not a negotiator. He is a source. And sources are exploited, then silenced. Part 6. The Injections. The interrogations continue. Days become weeks. Weeks become months. Hess grows tired, confused. His memory becomes unreliable. His statements contradict each other. The doctors arrive, military physicians. They examine Hess regularly. They administer treatment. Injections, frequent injections. The medical records note therapeutic purposes. The medical records do not specify the substance. The medical records do not explain the frequency. What we know from declassified files, the injections loosened his tongue. After each treatment, Hess talked more freely. After each treatment, he remembered details he had forgotten. After each treatment, He revealed more names. Chemical interrogation, 1941, before the term existed, before the ethics were questioned. MI6 pioneers the technique on Hitler's deputy in a mansion in Surrey. Part 7. The documents. The documents Hess carried have disappeared, but witnesses remember. Mrs. McLean, the farmer's wife, she watched the police search the fields after Hess landed. They were looking for something specific. They searched the ditches, the hedgerows. They found papers. What kind of papers? I don't know, but they seemed very excited. One officer said something about valuable documents. The official record says nothing was recovered. The official record lies. Declassified MI6 files mention materials recovered from landing site. They mention documents pertaining to diplomatic communications. They mention sealed under highest classification. The documents were taken. The documents were read. The documents were hidden. For 84 years.
Part 8. The Truth Extracted. By the end of 1941, MI6 knows everything. They know about the secret channels. They know which British officials spoke with Berlin. They know what peace terms were discussed. They know what Hess was authorized to offer. They know the truth. And the truth is dangerous. If the public learned that elements of the British establishment had negotiated with Hitler, if the public learned that peace had been discussed while London burned, if the public learned that some wanted to surrender, the war effort would collapse. Churchill would fall. Britain might lose. The decision is made. The documents are sealed. The interrogation records are classified. The truth is buried. Hess is no longer a negotiator. He is a liability. A man who knows too much. A man who must never speak publicly again. Part 9. The silence begins. 1942, 1943, 1944. Hess remains at Mitchett Place, isolated, monitored, drugged. He writes letters to his wife. They are censored. He asks to see Hitler. He is ignored. He demands to speak with the Duke of Hamilton. He is refused. The war continues without him. Germany advances. Germany retreats. Germany falls. Hitler dies in a bunker. Berlin burns. The Reich collapses. And Rudolf Hess sits in a mansion in Surrey, waiting, forgotten, a ghost with secrets that must never be told. The interrogation is over. The extraction is complete. The silence has begun. But Hess is still alive, and as long as he lives, he is a threat. A man who knows too much. A man who must be silenced forever. November 1946. Nuremberg. The Palace of Justice. The war is over. The reckoning begins. 22 Nazi leaders sit in the dock. Goering, Ribbentrop, Keitel, Speer, and Rudolf Hess. He looks different now. Gaunt, hollow. 5 years of captivity have changed him. His eyes are empty. His movements are slow. He claims he cannot remember anything. Amnesia, convenient amnesia. The prosecutors do not believe him. The judges do not believe him. No one believes him. But they cannot prove otherwise. The charges are read. Count 1, conspiracy to wage aggressive war. Count 2, crimes against peace. Count 3, war crimes. Count 4, crimes against humanity. Goering is convicted on all 4 counts. Ribbentrop is convicted on all 4 counts. Keitel is convicted on all 4 counts. Rudolf Hess is different. Count 3. Not guilty.
Count 4. Not guilty. No war crimes. No crimes against humanity. He flew to Britain in May 1941. He was imprisoned for the rest of the war. He did not participate in the Holocaust. He did not order executions. He did not command armies. But Count 1 and Count 2, guilty, conspiracy, crimes against peace. The sentence, life imprisonment. Not death, not release. Life. Spandau Prison, Berlin. A fortress built in the 19th century, thick walls, iron gates, guard towers. After Nuremberg, 7 Nazi prisoners are sent here. Hess is one of them, prisoner number 7. The prison is controlled by 4 powers: American, British, French, Soviet. Each month, a different power takes command. Each month, different rules. Each month, different treatment. But one thing never changes. Hess never leaves. In the early years, Hess is not alone. Albert Speer, Hitler's architect, 20-year sentence. Baldur von Schirach, Hitler youth leader, 20-year sentence. Karl Dönitz, admiral of the U-boats, 10-year sentence. They share the prison. They eat together. They walk in the courtyard. They talk. Hess talks about his mission again and again. I was acting with knowledge. The Führer knew. There were contacts. The British wanted peace. I had documents. Speer listens. Schirach listens. They do not believe him. Or perhaps they do. Perhaps that is why they never repeat what he says. Part 5. The Departures. One by one, the prisoners leave. Dönitz is released in 1956, 10 years served. Speer is released in 1966, 20 years served. Schirach is released in 1966, 20 years served. By 1966, Hess is alone. Prisoner number 7, the last Nazi in Spandau. A prison built for 600, now housing 1. Part 6. The Isolation. 21 more years, alone. The routine never changes. Wake at 6, breakfast at 7, walk in the courtyard at 9, lunch at 12, reading until 5, dinner at 6, lights out at 10. Every day for 21 years. He is not allowed visitors except family. His wife comes rarely. His son comes when permitted. He is not allowed to speak to journalists. He is not allowed to write memoirs. He is not allowed to tell his story. The silence is enforced by 4 nations for 46 years. Why? Why keep a 93-year-old man in prison? Why maintain a 600-cell prison for 1 prisoner? Why spend millions of dollars guarding a frail old man? The Soviets want him there. They veto every release request. But the British do not fight hard for his release. Neither do the Americans. Neither do the French. Why? Because Hess knows things. Things that were extracted at Mitchett Place. Things about secret channels. Things about British officials who spoke with Hitler. Things about peace negotiations that almost happened. If Hess is released, he might talk. If Hess writes a memoir, he might reveal. If Hess speaks to journalists, the truth might emerge. Better to keep him silent. Better to keep him imprisoned. Better to let him rot until he dies. The deterioration. The years destroy him.
1970s. His memory fails. He forgets names. He forgets dates. He forgets why he flew to Scotland. Or he pretends to forget. No one can tell anymore. 1980s. His body fails. Arthritis, heart problems, difficulty walking, difficulty breathing. He is examined by doctors regularly, thoroughly. The medical records note his decline. The medical records also note visitors. Strange visitors.
Not family, not officials. Men who come and go without signing the register. What do they want? What do they ask? What do they fear he might still say? Part 9. The Limbo. 90 years old, 91, 92. Hess sits in his cell. He reads, he walks, he waits. For what? Death, release, something, anything. He writes letters to his family, censored. He requests meetings with officials, denied. He asks why he is still here. No answer. The silence continues. Part 10. The Cost. 46 years. From 1941 to 1987. Rudolf Hess entered British custody as a 47-year-old man. Vigorous, calculating, full of secrets. He will die as a 93-year-old ghost. Frail, forgotten, still full of secrets. Secrets that someone once buried. Secrets that are worth 46 years of human warehousing. Secrets that will die with him. Or so they hope. The silence has lasted almost half a century. It is about to end. But not the way anyone expects. Part 1. The Morning. August 17th, 1987. Spandau Prison, Berlin. A Monday. Ordinary. Routine. The guards begin their morning rounds. Cell checks. Meal preparation. The same rituals performed for 41 years. Prisoner number 7 is scheduled for his morning walk. 10 o'clock, the garden. The same path he has walked 10,000 times. A guard approaches the cell. He looks through the observation window. He freezes. Part 2. The Discovery. Rudolf Hess is hanging from an electrical cord. His body is suspended from a window latch. His feet are inches from the floor. His face is blue. His eyes are open. The guard sounds the alarm. Within minutes, the cell is filled with personnel, medical officers, prison officials, military police. They cut him down. They attempt resuscitation. They fail. Rudolf Hess is dead. Age 93. Prisoner for 46 years. The last Nazi in Spandau. Gone. Part 3. The Official Story. The announcement is made within hours. Rudolf Hess, former Deputy Führer of Nazi Germany, died today at Spandau Prison. The cause of death was suicide by hanging. Suicide. The investigation begins. The investigation ends within days. The conclusion? Rudolf Hess fashioned a noose from an electrical extension cord. He attached it to a window latch. He hanged himself. Case closed. No further questions. No public inquiry. No detailed forensic analysis. A 93-year-old man killed himself after 46 years of imprisonment on an ordinary Monday morning. The world accepts the explanation. The world moves on. But the questions remain. Part 4. The Impossibilities. Rudolf Hess was 93 years old. His medical records describe a man barely able to function,
Severe arthritis. He could not raise his arms above his shoulders. Heart disease. He tired after walking 20 steps. Poor eyesight. He needed assistance to read. Weak grip. He struggled to hold a pen. This man fashioned a noose from an electrical cord. This man climbed to reach a window latch. This man had the strength to hang himself. The physics do not work. The medicine does not support it. The logic fails. But the official report does not address these questions. The official report simply states suicide. Part 5. The timing. Why August 1987? After 46 years, why now? Something changed. In 1987, the Cold War is thawing. Gorbachev is reforming the Soviet Union. The Berlin Wall will fall in 2 years. And there are rumors that Hess might be released, rumors that the Soviets might finally agree, rumors that the last Nazi might walk free. If Hess is released, he might talk. If Hess talks,
Secrets emerge. If secrets emerge, reputations are destroyed. Someone did not want Hess released. Someone preferred him dead. Convenient timing. Very convenient timing. Part 6. The Family. Wolf Rudiger Hess, Rudolf's son. He receives the news in Germany. His father is dead. Suicide. He does not believe it. He travels to Berlin. He demands to see the body. He demands to see the evidence. He demands answers. He receives nothing. The body is cremated quickly. The cell is demolished within days. The entire prison is razed within weeks. No crime scene, no evidence, no investigation. Wolf Rudiger hires investigators, private forensic experts. They examine photographs. They review medical records. They analyze the official report. Their conclusion? The suicide theory is physically impossible. Wolf Rudiger demands a new investigation. He is ignored. He writes letters to governments, British, American, French, Soviet. He receives polite refusals. The matter is closed. The case is settled. There will be no further inquiry. Part 7. The Witnesses. Years later, witnesses speak. A Tunisian orderly named Abdallah Melaoui. He cared for Hess in his final years. I saw him that morning. He was calm. He spoke of seeing his family. He was looking forward to his walk. He was not suicidal. When I found out he was dead, I knew something was wrong. A British military surgeon who examined the body. His name is withheld. The marks on his neck were inconsistent with suicide by hanging. The bruising pattern suggested something else. I reported my concerns. I was told to amend my findings. I refused. My report disappeared. A guard who was on duty that day, speaking anonymously decades later. There were visitors that morning, men I did not recognize. They were not on the log. They went to his cell. An hour later, he was dead. I asked my supervisor about them. He told me to forget I saw anything. I never forgot. The official investigation files are sealed. British government, national security classification. The files will not be released until... when? 2030? 2040? Never. What is in those files? What conclusions were actually reached?
What evidence was actually found? No one knows. No one is allowed to know. The silence continues, even after death. Was it suicide? A 93-year-old man, barely able to walk, unable to raise his arms, fashioned a noose, climbed to a window, hanged himself. After 46 years of waiting, on an ordinary Monday, just as release became possible. Or was it arranged? Men who came without signing the log, a death that served powerful interests, an investigation that asked no questions, evidence that was destroyed within weeks. We may never know. Rudolf Hess took his secrets to the grave, or his secrets were taken to the grave with him. Either way, the silence was made permanent. On August 17th, 1987, someone got what they wanted. A dead man cannot talk. A dead man cannot write memoirs. A dead man cannot reveal what he learned at Mitchett Place. The secret was protected for 46 years of imprisonment, and then forever. 2025, 84 years after the flight, 38 years after the death. An anonymous source contacts journalists, encrypted files, thousands of pages, MI6 documents. The source says nothing about their identity. The source says nothing about their motive. The source simply releases the files. And the world changes. The documents confirm what historians suspected, what Hess claimed, what was denied for 84 years. Secret diplomatic channels existed.
Berlin and London, 1940. Before the Battle of Britain, before the Blitz, before the war became total, British officials met with German intermediaries in neutral countries, Switzerland, Sweden, Portugal. They discussed peace. They discussed terms. They discussed a world where Britain and Germany would not destroy each other. The documents name names: aristocrats, politicians, business leaders, men close to the royal family, men who wanted peace with Hitler, men who believed Germany would win, men who wanted to preserve their wealth and power in a Nazi-dominated Europe. The channels were real. Hess knew about them. Hess was not delusional. He was telling the truth for 46 years, and no one believed him, because no one was allowed to believe him. The documents reveal what Hess was carrying: a peace proposal, detailed, specific, based on actual negotiations. Germany would guarantee the British Empire. Britain would accept German dominance in Europe. The war would end. Millions of lives would be saved. The terms were not fantasy. They were built on conversations that actually happened, on contacts that actually existed, on a foundation of secret diplomacy. Hess believed he was completing a mission that had been prepared by others, a mission that had approval at the highest levels. He was not a madman flying into the night. He was a diplomat carrying an offer that Britain could not accept publicly, an offer that Britain could not acknowledge, an offer that had to be buried, along with the man who carried it. Why hide this for 84 years? The documents provide the answer. If the public learned that British officials had negotiated with Hitler, if the public learned that peace had been discussed while bombs fell on London, if the public learned that some wanted to surrender, the consequences would be catastrophic. Reputations destroyed, families disgraced, the myth of British unity shattered. Churchill knew. He made the decision. Bury the truth.
Silence Hess. Protect the secret. The secret was not military. The secret was political. The secret was personal. Powerful people had compromised themselves. Powerful families had flirted with treason. Powerful institutions had nearly betrayed their nation. That could never be known. The documents hint at something darker.
References to highest levels, mentions of family considerations, notes about constitutional implications. The royal family. Were members of the British royal family involved in peace negotiations with Hitler? Did they support a settlement with Nazi Germany? Did they want the war to end on German terms? The documents do not say explicitly, but they suggest, they imply. They leave questions unanswered. Questions that may never be answered. Questions that explain why the files were sealed for 84 years. Questions that explain why a man was kept in prison until he died. Some secrets protect nations, some secrets protect crowns. Rudolf Hess was 47 years old when he flew to Scotland. He was 93 when he died. 46 years. 46 years of imprisonment. 46 years of isolation. 46 years of silence. For what? To protect politicians who negotiated with Hitler. To protect aristocrats who wanted peace with the Nazis. To protect institutions that nearly betrayed their nation. One man's life sacrificed for the reputations of others. His wife died without him. His son grew old fighting for answers. His grandchildren never knew him. 46 years. The cost of someone else's secret. Was it worth it? The men who made the decision are dead. Churchill, Menzies, the interrogators, the officials. They believed they were protecting Britain. They believed the secret was worth the cost. They believed one man's life was acceptable collateral. Were they right? The war was won. Britain survived. The empire fell anyway. The secrets rotted in archives for 84 years. And Rudolf Hess rotted in a cell, waiting, hoping, dying, for a truth that came too late. The 2025 leak is not complete. Thunes of pages released, thousands more still classified. What else is hidden? What other secrets remain? What other men was silenced to protect the powerful? Hess was one case, one flight, one man. How many others? The archives of power are deep. The secrets of nations are vast. The cost of truth is measured in human lives. We learned what Hess knew, 84 years late. What will we learn in another 84 years? What truths are being buried today? What men are being silenced right now? The declassification reveals one secret. It reminds us that there are countless more. The flight that shook history. May 10th, 1941.
A man climbs into an aircraft. He carries documents. He carries secrets. He carries the hope of ending a war. He flies 900 miles through enemy sky. He is not shot down. He lands in Scotland. He is captured. He spends 46 years in prison. He dies alone. His secrets die with him. Or so they hoped. In 2025, we finally learned what Hess knew in 1941. The channels were real. The negotiations happened. The truth was buried, to protect the powerful. But some truths arrive too late, and some men die before they can tell them. Rudolf Hess was not a madman. He was a messenger whose message was too dangerous to deliver. He paid for that message with his life, 46 years of it, and then the rest. The flight that shook history, the silence that followed, the truth that finally emerged. 84 years, one man, one secret. Now you know. If this story made you question what else is hidden, hit that subscribe button, because history is full of men like Rudolf Hess, men who knew too much, men who were silenced, men whose truths arrived too late. The archives are vast, the secrets are deep, the powerful protect themselves. But truth is patient, truth waits, truth emerges. Eventually, always, even if it takes 84 years. Next time on Iron Witness, the spy who walked into the KGB with a suitcase full of secrets and walked out with the Cold War's biggest prize.